Have you ever wondered why some people manage to quietly build wealth over the years, living lives of financial freedom, while so many others work tirelessly, sometimes for decades, and never seem to get ahead, no matter how hard they try? It's not because they earn more, it's not because they have secret insider tips, and it's certainly not because they got lucky. The truth is, most people are held back by what they think they know about money, by myths that make them fear investing, by habits that keep their money stuck instead of growing, or by the belief that wealth is reserved for a select few. But here's the exciting part. Building long-term wealth is not about luck or magic. It's about following a few simple, consistent principles that anyone can apply, no matter your income, your age, or your starting point. In this video, I'm going to share with you the beginner's playbook for building real, lasting wealth. A clear step-by-step roadmap that shows you what works, what doesn't, and what you can do right now to start putting your money to work for you. Welcome to Wealth Flow Dynamics, your channel for smart strategies and real wealth, where we take complex financial concepts and break them down into actionable steps you can actually follow. Whether you're just starting out, feel behind in your finances, or have been confused by all the conflicting advice out there, this video is designed to guide you through the foundational principles of long-term wealth creation. By the end of it, you'll not only understand how wealth is built, but you'll also have a clear mental framework and practical first steps that you can take immediately, so you can begin your journey toward financial security, independence, and a future where your money works harder than you do. Get ready, because the strategies we cover here are not about shortcuts or overnight success. They're about building wealth steadily, consistently, and sustainably. And the sooner you start, the more powerful the results will be. Building long-term wealth starts with establishing the right mindset and understanding the fundamental principles that govern money growth. One of the biggest mistakes beginners make is focusing solely on income. They assume that earning more will automatically make them wealthy. But history and personal finance data prove that income alone does not create lasting wealth. Many high earners live paycheck to paycheck because they fail to manage, invest, and grow their money. Wealth is about what you keep, invest, and grow over time, not just what comes into your bank account. Developing a wealth-oriented mindset begins with recognizing that your money should work for you. Instead of trading hours for dollars indefinitely, you want to build systems and assets that generate income passively, so that your financial life does not depend entirely on your daily labor. The first principle to understand is financial discipline, which is more important than income. Discipline means consistently saving a portion of your earnings, controlling spending, and resisting impulsive purchases. Many beginners underestimate the power of small, consistent savings, dismissing amounts like $50 or $100 a month as insignificant. In reality, these contributions, when invested wisely, can grow substantially over time thanks to the principle of compounding. Compounding occurs when the returns on your investments start generating their own returns, creating exponential growth. For example, if you invest $100 per month in a diversified portfolio with an average annual return of 8%. Next is budgeting and managing cash flow. Wealth is built by having control over your money, not by earning more. Beginners often struggle because they have no clear picture of their expenses versus income. Creating a simple budget helps identify unnecessary spending and ensures you have a consistent surplus to invest. Effective budgeting is not about depriving yourself. It's about making intentional decisions that align with long-term goals. Track your expenses, categorize them, and identify areas where small reductions can be applied. For instance, cutting $20 a week on unnecessary subscriptions might not seem like much, but over a year, it adds up to more than $1,000, money that can be redirected into investments or savings. A critical part of the foundation is understanding the difference between assets and liabilities. Assets are things that put money in your pocket, like investments, rental property, or dividend-generating stocks. Liabilities, on the other hand, take money out of your pocket, such as high-interest debt, unnecessary luxury items, or depreciating goods. Beginners often confuse the two, thinking that buying an expensive car or the latest gadget builds wealth. But these purchases are liabilities that drain resources. Focusing on acquiring assets first, even small ones, creates a financial base that generates returns and builds security. For example, starting with a modest investment in an index fund or a low-cost mutual fund is far more beneficial than buying a luxury item that loses value over time. Investing early is the next key principle. Many beginners delay investing because they think they need a large sum to start. This is a misconception. What matters is the act of starting, no matter how small. The strategy of dollar cost averaging, where you invest a fixed amount regularly, is particularly powerful for beginners. It reduces the impact of market volatility and ensures you are consistently putting money to work. For instance, investing $200 monthly into a diversified portfolio over 10 years will likely result in significantly higher wealth than waiting to invest a lump sum later. Beginners often hesitate because of fear or a lack of knowledge, but consistent, disciplined investing is the cornerstone of long-term wealth creation. Equally important is long-term thinking. Wealth is not built overnight. Those who try to chase quick wins or speculative investments often face losses or disappointment. Successful investors focus on assets that grow over time and resist emotional decisions based on short-term market movements. Patience and consistency outperform impulsive strategies. For example, a diversified portfolio of stocks, bonds, and index funds tends to outperform individual stock picks over decades. By focusing on sustainable growth rather than instant gains, beginners set themselves up for wealth accumulation that compounds year after year. Another critical aspect of the mindset is risk management. Many beginners avoid investing entirely because they fear losing money, while others take reckless risks chasing high returns. The key is to understand and manage risk intelligently, diversifying your investments, balancing between growth and stability, and only investing money you can afford to leave untouched for long periods are essential strategies. Beginners should also learn to separate emotions from financial decisions. Fear and greed often lead to selling at the wrong time or buying speculative assets, undermining long-term goals. By controlling risk and making rational, informed decisions, even small investments can grow steadily into substantial wealth. Finally, it's crucial to adopt a learning mindset. Wealth-building strategies evolve, and financial literacy is a lifelong process. Beginners should continually educate themselves on investing, taxation, asset management, and personal finance principles. Consuming books, podcasts, and expert content, while applying insights practically, helps beginners make smarter financial choices. For instance, understanding the impact of compound interest, the difference between passive and active income, and the tax implications of investments empowers individuals to optimize their strategy and accelerate wealth growth. Once you have the mindset and foundational principles in place, the next step is actionable strategies for implementing wealth-building techniques. The first strategy is to automate your finances. Automation removes human error and discipline lapses from the equation. By automatically transferring a set portion of your income into savings, investments, and retirement accounts, you ensure consistency without relying on memory or willpower. For example, setting up automatic contributions to an index fund every month or scheduling transfers to a high-interest savings account ensures that your money is consistently growing. Automation also removes the temptation to spend money unnecessarily, helping you prioritize building assets over consumption. The second strategy is leveraging the power of low-cost, diversified investments. Beginners often struggle with selecting the right investment options, and many make the mistake of chasing trends, hot stocks, or speculative assets. Instead, focusing on broad market index funds, ETFs, or dividend-yielding stocks provides steady long-term growth while reducing risk. Diversification across different sectors, industries, and asset classes mitigates the impact of poor-performing investments. For example, investing in an S&P 500 index fund exposes you to 500 of the largest US companies, spreading risk and capturing long-term market growth without the need to pick individual winners. Over decades, such diversified strategies consistently outperform most individual stock picks. A third implementation strategy is taking advantage of tax-advantaged accounts. Beginners often overlook the importance of tax efficiency in wealth building. Utilizing retirement accounts, such as 401k, IRAs, or equivalent local investment vehicles, can significantly boost long-term growth because contributions grow tax-deferred or tax-free. For instance, investing $5,000 annually in a tax-advantaged account over 20 years can result in tens of thousands in additional savings compared to investing the same amount in a taxable account. Understanding tax rules, deductions, and credits is a critical part of financial literacy that enhances every other strategy. Next, Beginners should focus on building multiple streams of income. Relying solely on a salary limits wealth building potential. While your job is important, developing additional income sources, such as dividends, rental income, freelance work, or side businesses, accelerates financial growth. Passive income, in particular, allows your wealth to compound even while you focus on other activities. For example, investing in dividend-paying stocks creates a consistent income stream that can be reinvested, adding to your principal and further accelerating compounding. Diversifying income reduces reliance on any single source and creates stability, even during economic downturns. Another actionable principle is continuous reinvestment. Instead of spending gains or dividends, reinvesting them increases your compounding potential. Many beginners make the mistake of viewing investment gains as extra cash to spend, rather than a tool to grow wealth further. Reinvesting every dollar possible ensures that your assets expand at an accelerated pace. For example, reinvesting dividends in an ETF not only grows your principal, but also increases future dividends, creating a self-reinforcing growth cycle. The key strategic tip is reviewing and adjusting your portfolio regularly. Beginners often make the mistake of setting investments and forgetting them entirely. While long-term consistency is crucial, periodic review ensures alignment with goals and risk tolerance. For instance, rebalancing a portfolio once or twice a year keeps your asset allocation in check, preventing excessive exposure to high-risk assets and maintaining a growth-oriented strategy. Additionally, reviewing investments helps you learn from market behavior, understand performance patterns, and refine your approach over time. Another important area is managing debt strategically. Not all debt is bad, but high-interest debt can cripple wealth-building efforts. Beginners should focus on paying off consumer debt first, while strategically using low-interest debt for investment purposes if it increases potential returns. For example, a mortgage on a property with consistent rental income can be an effective wealth-building tool, while credit card debt erodes financial stability. Learning to differentiate between productive and destructive debt is an essential skill for building long-term wealth. Finally, beginners should set measurable financial goals and track progress. Wealth building is a process, and seeing incremental results keeps motivation high. Simple metrics like net worth, investment growth, monthly savings rate, and debt reduction provide a clear picture of progress. Tools such as spreadsheets, financial apps, or budgeting software can track these metrics efficiently. Regularly reviewing progress allows for adjustments, rewards achievements, and keeps the journey structured and intentional. By combining mindset, foundational principles, and actionable strategies, beginners can systematically build wealth without relying on luck, high income, or risky speculation. The process may take time, but consistent application of these strategies ensures growth that accelerates over years and decades. Starting with discipline, investing regularly, focusing on growth assets, managing risk, and tracking progress creates a self-sustaining wealth-building system that anyone can follow, regardless of income or background. And that wraps up our deep dive into the beginner's playbook for building long-term wealth. Remember, building wealth is a journey, not a sprint, and the strategies we discussed today, discipline, smart investing, budgeting, multiple income streams, and continuous learning, are the building blocks that can set you on the path to financial freedom. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit the like button because it really supports the channel and lets me know that you want more content like this. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a weekly strategy or tip to grow your wealth smarter and faster. Share this video with your friends, family, or anyone who are serious about taking control of their financial future, because wealth grows faster when knowledge is shared. Also, drop a comment below with your biggest takeaway or any questions you have about wealth building. I love reading your thoughts and I make it a point to respond to as many as I can. By applying even just a few of these strategies consistently, you can start seeing real progress over time, and your future self will thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video today. Your commitment to learning and growing financially is exactly what separates those who dream about wealth from those who actually build it. Stay consistent, stay disciplined, and I'll see you in the next video with more actionable steps to make your money work for you.